throughout the history of Vietnam, there are many heroes who have dedicated themselves to posterity. One of the first heroes, especially the heroines, was the two Chung sisters. The two heroes made great contributions to the cause of fighting foreign invaders, raising the flag of insurrection and marking the revolutionary cause of our country.
Over 2,000 years ago, our country was invaded by the northern feudal enemy. They were oppressive, cruel, and trampled on the lives of innocent people. They were raising, killing people, and robbing extremely brutally. They forced our people to hand over rivalry, rhino and pure. They plunder, steal gold, silver, and jewel. Our people bruise their liver and instilling of resentment and igniting the fire of pouring hatred.
At that time, a valiant general gave birth to two daughters, Trung Trắc and Trung Nhị. They were born into a military family in rural northern Vietnam, being exposed to and studied way far from a young age. At that time, Thi Sat, another general's son, was also moved and angry with the Han army. He and his father and Trung Trắc planned the present. Since then, Trung Trắc and Thi Sat fell in love and got married. However, Tô Định killed Thi Sat. Trung Trắc and her sister, Trung Nhị, waved the oppressive flag.
There are two main causes leading to the uprising of Trung Trắc and Trung Nhị. The first is direct cause due to the harsh rule of Han government in North, along with the brutal oppression, exploitation, suppression, and violence against the people, along with policy desire to man to assimilate the Vietnamese in Giáo Chỉ. This is also the reason why the conflict between the people who are Vietnamese officials and the Han dynasty domination has become more and more acute. The second is a direct cause due to the death of Thi Sat, Trung Trac's husband, who was killed by Tô Định in order to counter the opposing intentions of our people leaders. So those are the reasons that make two Trung sister uprising explode and become stronger than ever.
Phường có người bị chém rồi. Cái gì? Ta phải trả thù.
After her husband's death, Trung Trắc, alongside her sister Trung Nhị, began to mobilize local people, both landlords and working farmers, to continue fighting against Chinese rule. To motivate the newly assembled troops before battle, Junjak was also believed to have written long patriotic poems that called on them to avenge the life of her husband. There were different chieftains who brought their people into the army. Oftentimes, the chieftain had some kind of obligation to provide soldiers when needed. The newly formed army would eventually number about 80,000 soldiers who hailed from both the peasantry and the aristocracy. The battalion were also led by 36 women generals, one of whom were reportedly the Zheng sister, elderly mother. Armed with swords, bows and arrows, axes and spears, the Zheng sisters and the army stormed 65 Chinese-run citadels and the governor's home, successfully forcing the Chinese leader out of the region.
After successfully driving Chinese out, Junjak was declared queen of a newly created independent country in the formerly occupied region and ran it alongside her sister, despite Zhengyi proving herself to be the better warrior. Junjak, due to her brave and fearless disposition, was proclaimed to be the new ruler. She was renamed Zhengvung or Sea King Zheng. As queen, she abolished tax policies imposed by Chinese that were unfair to the Vietnamese. She also attempted to restore a simpler form of government, more in line with traditional Vietnamese values. King Zheng resided for 3 years. The queen was remarkably strong and courageous, but as a female ruler, she could not accomplish the rebuilding of nations. Everything would change in 41 AD when Han Emperor Anh Quang Vũ Đế became determined to recapture Vietnam for his empire. Quang Vũ Đế sent his general Ma Viễn and his troops south in order to overthrow the Zheng sisters.
Unlike their earlier battle, the sisters were in repetitive state of Chinese forces and began losing many of their aristocratic supporters. The band were defeated in 43 AD near the site of what is now known as the city of Hanoi.
After the Zheng sister and the army were defeated, they drowned themselves in the river rather than be captured. The legend of Zheng sister began to roll shortly after the death, with many poets and writers creating the legends around their bravery, patriotism, and beauty.
As one 15th century poet noted, the sister managed to continue their fight against Chinese forces at a time when many of their male peers failed to do so. All the male heroes pulled their in submission, only two sisters bravely stood up to defend the country.
Even if the sister rule lasted for only 3 years, the rebellion against the Chinese changed the fate of Vietnam forever. Even if it was a moment's glimpse in time, it allowed the country to claim back its independence and sovereign rights. This was rare in Vietnam's largely dominated history. Some even feel that if the sister had not resisted the Chinese when they did, there would be no Vietnamese nation today. What's even more is that this big movement was led by two women, and not to the fact that Vietnamese society was once matriarchal, where women could assume leadership role.
This victory also inspired later resistance movements to fight for the independence of the country and gave people much needed help. Over time, the Zheng sisters became the stuff of legends. Plenty of poems, stories, and plays came about of them, and they are a sort of pride and hope for a woman who live more restricted lives. Hanoi has a whole district called Hai Ba Giang, one of the longest streets in Saigon is also called Hai Ba Trưng. Those schools across Vietnam are named Hai Ba Trưng. And then there are the monuments that have been erected to glorify the heroism of the sisters.
If you see paintings or statues of two women riding James war elephant, now you will be able to recognize the Trưng sisters. It should come as no surprise to you why US President Trump used the story of the Trưng sisters in his speech about Vietnamese heroism and independence during his APEC visit in 2017.
It's a sentiment that burns in the heart of every patriot and every nation. Our hosts here in Vietnam have known this sentiment not just for 200 years, but for nearly 2,000 years. It was around 40 AD when two Vietnamese sisters, the Trung sisters, first awakened the spirit of the people of this land. It was then that for the first time, the people of Vietnam stood for your independence and your pride.
The Trưng sisters will forever remain a symbol of national pride to the Vietnamese.
Một xin rửa sạch nước thù, hai xin đem lại nghiệp xưa họ Hùng, ba kéo oan ức lòng chồng, bốn xin diễn diện sở công lệnh này.
Con của ta, mau mở đường máu.
Nguy rồi chị ơi, thành sắp hết lương thực rồi.
Dẫu nào cũng không thể đầu hàng. Đánh! Voi của ta!
Chị ta phải đánh tiếp.
Rút về sông Thác mau!
Chị ơi, hết đường lui rồi, chị ơi không được hàng.
Đừng không bắt được bọn ta.
Nam đã không còn, chịu trói đi.
Ta thà chết chứ không đầu hàng.